and welcome. This is Sportsbait, where we give you a platform to place your mouth where your passion is, to show off your sport knowledge, and all arguments are spot on. I am Solomon Ajuziogu. 12 of the 39 clubs which have played in the English Premier League have church roots. In Scotland, the rivalry between Celtic and Glasgow Rangers is just the difference between the Roman Catholics and the Protestants. In Nigeria, churches are running soccer competitions and setting up football teams. The Mountain of Fire and Miracles Ministries, MFM, own a team which is the first church side in the Nigeria Professional Football League. The City of David, COD, a branch of the Redeemed Christian Church of God, also own a team, while the Redeemed Evangelical Mission, TREM, has been organizing a tournament now for 17 years. But they have been criticized and accused of overreaching in their effort to reach more people, to bring more persons into the church. The critics say it is another marketing gimmick aimed at swelling their purses. The more people you bring into the church, the more tithes and offerings you get to make. Is this the case? Should churches be involved in football? Should they sponsor teams? Should they set up football clubs? That's our topic today, and you can join in the discussion by sending your tweets to me at Sporting Solo TVC or at TVC Connect, hashtag TVC Sports Debate. Joining me on the show today are two gentlemen, because there are always gentlemen here, especially today when we are talking about the church and football. Well, the man who is returning to the show after a very long while is the chairman of the Mike Okonkwo football competition, who knows everything about organizing football in the church. Malaki Ndubuzo, you're welcome to Sports Debate.
Thank you very much. Good to be back here.
Right, and he's up against our research man in the house, Sheung Ido. You're welcome.
Thank you, Solomon.
Why shouldn't churches be involved when already some of the biggest teams in the world have church roots? Barcelona has a cross on their crest. Real Madrid has a cross on their crest. Why shouldn't they be involved? Why shouldn't churches sponsor football teams?
When the purpose of a particular thing is not known, abuse is inevitable. We all know that the church is expected to cater to the needs of the people in the church, to make them attuned to God and to the things of the Spirit. So everything the church should do should be about preparing the people for eternity, preparing the people for heaven, and making them wholly perfect unto God. So when churches begin to delve into secular issues, when they begin to bring sectarian affiliations into the secular world, there is a danger. It's a misnomer. It's out of place. It is not right. Well, competitions can be set up within the church, and even with that, I don't agree, because in the things of the Spirit in the kingdom of God, there's no competition. But when you now even move the competition that is not even proper in the first place, and you now even take it into the secular world, it's a recipe for lethargy in the spirit. It's a recipe for discord in society, and it's the beginning of confusion in the society.
Wow, interesting to listen to you. But I'd like to tell you that when Jesus was preaching, he said, "Go ye into the world." So you talked about football being things of the world. Jesus has given us a command, said, "Go ye into the world." Who are the people occupying the world? Those who are enjoying football. Football, what does it bring? It's not about fighting. It's not such a physical sport that will injure your opponent. What am I trying to say? If God has given us the commandment to go into the world and bring people, today the church is using football as a tool to evangelize. We are using it to bring back the lost soul. Go and watch a typical match and see the number of youths that have time to do that. Then if that is the only way to get them back to God, why not the church do it? So the reason we are doing it is not for money. It has nothing to do, because if it is about money, the church is not looking for where to spend money. As a matter of fact, the churches spend their money in organizing football. I know how much it costs every year to organize the Mike Okonkwo football competition. So the people who are beneficial, those who benefit from this competition are the youth. So should we allow them to continue the way they are? The answer is no. We should reach out to them and bring them to God. And what I call Mike Okonkwo is football for Christ. We give them football and we give them Christ as well. So we use the opportunity to lead them to Christ.
When Jesus asked the church or his disciples to preach the gospel, he told them to go into the world with a message. There is a message. Why bring in extra secular message?
Where is the word?
Is football the good news? Just asked you to preach.
Where is the
is
word?
Football,
the message you are preaching.
Is football the message about God's kingdom? Yeah. Is football about the message of
football?
Christ then?
Is a form of sports. No. And the Bible also said we should indulge in sporting activities. So you profit a little, but get that little and add it to whatever you have. So to us,
the church is missing it.
The church is not missing it.
We have so many towns, villages in remote places all over the world that have not been reached with the gospel. And here you are in big cities organizing football shows.
Wherever you
for God's sake.
Wherever you are, it's your world. We have branches of these churches you are talking about here in those remote areas, and they are preaching the gospel. If organizing a football competition will bring more people to the kingdom of God, why not the church take advantage?
Okay, are you telling me that, we should be expecting church also sponsoring boxing matches?
No, that's
sponsoring boxers, wrestlers, so that they can beat up their opponents? Because if you can agree to church, having football clubs, it means that you can also accept or agree with churches having boxers, sponsoring boxers, and beating up their opponents.
I have already, drawn the line. Football. There are a lot of people that actually
you are drawing the line. You are drawing the line here. There will be some people out there that will not be able to draw the line.
We are talking of football. We are not talking of other combating the sports like boxing and wrestling. No, we are talking of football.
So you accept the fact that everything that comes out with football, we all know that players on the football pitch, they are dishonest. Whenever they commit foul, they raise up their hands, they tell lies. So should MFM players too be telling lies on the football pitch?
It's not about telling lies. That is why you have the umpire, the referee is the umpire. Even if you say the truth, whatever you say, the referee decides whether you have committed a foul or not.
How has the church been able to tell our players not to feign ignorance, not to tell lies, not to deceive, not to dissimulate on the football pitch?
Me as the person in charge of the Bible, each time they want to play, I talk to them. This person you are going to play with,
you talk to them that when you commit a foul, you raise up your hand and say, referee, I have actually committed a foul.
You don't even need, even in ordinary life, when you are wrong, you don't always accept that you're wrong. Someone somewhere will be the one to tell you.
But the church people should be able to say it, should be able to admit they are wrong. But we all know players don't do that.
Let's not even go there.
MFM players or any player from a
I don't know of a player
can also dissimulate and
whether you are from heaven. When you commit a foul, you pick the ball and say, yes, I committed. That's it. Why you have the referee? He's the one to decide whether you have committed a foul or not.
Before the referee makes a judgment, before the referee takes a decision, you see players feigning ignorance, saying, no, I didn't do it. And we all know he did it.
Don't forget, the player is a human being. He's not a superhuman. He's not a spirit. He's still a human being who is living in this world. The Bible talks about you being in the world and not being of the world. Okay. But the truth is this. As a player, when you commit a foul, you are not supposed to go and call the referee and say, I've committed a foul. No.
Okay.
The answer, no. The way to go is when you commit a foul and then you are fighting or you are quarreling these are things that are unbecoming of players. And we try to ensure that doesn't happen in a football team. But let's not deviate from the topic. The issue is why are churches involved in football? That is the topic.
Should they
at all? That is the topic. And I have answered in the affirmative. Yes, they should, because it is a tool for evangelism.
The question of gambling. Yeah. We know what the Bible stand, the stance of the Bible about gambling. Churches and pastors, Christians, real Christians, genuine Christians, don't support gambling.
Yes.
Even responsible.
And even today, yes.
Even society,
we don't do raffle draws.
They shy
away. We don't do it.
But how do you stop or kick against people? When we have in the list of the entries of football teams, the one they use in sports betting, you see names of football teams being entered for betting. I mean, you know, people betting on football teams.
Yeah.
Now, can MFM tell, or any church having a football team, tell all these bet companies, sports bet companies, to remove the name of their clubs?
No, it's not about...
So, are you saying that people don't bet on MFM winning a match or losing a match?
Yeah, even if they do.
So what is the church promoting?
The church is not
Indirectly,
promoting that.
the church is promoting gambling.
No, that is not true.
Because you are delving into secular things, into worldly things.
You have not talked about the benefits.
There is no benefit, for God's sake.
No, how can
there
you
is
say
no
there's no
benefit in any way.
How can,
because
does the pastor follow you to your house when you leave the church?
You are treading in the dangerous zone.
Let's even take it. Does the pastor follow you to your house when you close church?
So,
the answer is no. Who polices you to know whether you are committing sin or not? That's not. It's about you. When you get to heaven, you answer for yourself if you have committed a sin. The truth is that everywhere you are is a stage. Make sure you do the right thing at the right time. What the church is doing that? We can use this avenue to reach more youth.
There are better avenues to use.
Put food on the table for these ones.
There are better avenues to use.
Other things that the church is doing.
Not going into the world to do what the world is doing, to play by their rules,
the church,
and therefore
let me tell you,
and therefore make your wife's garments dirty.
Let me tell you, the church is even there to make it better. That is exactly why the church is there. Because if you think
it is a thing of the world.
It is not.
The world being ruled
by the world. The commandment is
Satan.
For us, the Christians, to take over the world.
You are engaging in the things of the world, which is being controlled by the Satan.
All right. But this program is controlled here by me for TVC, so Satan is not involved in this one. It's the first half of the show here on Sports Debate, and the topic is: should churches be involved in football at all? Should they sponsor teams? Should they own football clubs? It is on record that Christianity and association football had some history. In the 16th century, preachers were opposed to football because some of the games were violent. Football was violent back then, and church matches were played on holy days, on Sundays, on Sabbath days, and so they were opposed to it. Today, Malaki Ndubuzo is the chairman of the Mike Okonkwo football competition, and that competition has been running for 17 years. Today, he says that churches should own teams, should sponsor teams, should organize football tournaments and use them as tools of evangelism. But Shehu Idowu here says, no, it is vanity, it is secular, it does not enrich the spirit, it is not the mission of the church. What do you think? Should churches own football teams at all? Should they sponsor football teams? Should they own clubs? If 12 out of the 39 clubs that are played in the English Premier League since it started, in the Premier League era, have been from the church, have church roots. MFM owns a football team that is playing in the Professional Football League in Nigeria. You can contribute by sending your tweets to me at Sporting Solo TVC or at TVC Connect, #TVC Sports Debate. It is still Sports Debate with me, Solomon Achiziogu, and the topic we are looking at today is: should churches be involved in football? Should churches own football clubs? Should churches sponsor football teams? That's our topic today, and we have two gentlemen looking at it. Malaki Ndubuzo, who is returning, he is the chairman of the longest running football tournament organized by a church in Nigeria, the Mike Okonkwo football tournament. And he's up against Shehu Idowu, our research fellow here in TVC, who has researched this issue and thinks that, no, the church is also overreaching. It is not part of the mandate of the church. Now, one of the issues is that in the 16th century, preachers were against football, that it was violent, and the matches were played on Sundays. And then today, we have the challenge of football betting. So if Trem has a football club playing in the Professional Football League, or MFM, as it is today, and then MFM is playing against Kano Pillars, and then people stake their bets on that, is that not something else that is against Scripture that the church is promoting?
No, I think we are getting it wrong here. It's not all about, let me take you back to the 16th century when you talked about how the gospel was being preached and the way it's being preached today. They're not the same anymore. They kind of, just like a lot of people will argue, the pastor is so flamboyant and all of that. In those days, yeah, they will tell you Jesus walked without shoe, and it's no longer the same.
Jesus
the gospel,
had shoes.
the gospel has changed. What I'm trying to say is that the way the gospel was preached in the 60s and the early century is not the same today. What is important is the soul. It's like talking about righteousness. I don't want to go spiritual now, but it's about what people see from their
Does that mean that football is not allowing you to go spiritual?
No, that's what
Are you not corroborating his
No,
point?
no. What I'm trying to say is that he was saying that if you play football, then you are going to the world.
No, I
If
have
you-
not said that.
no, if
I
the
have not
church
said that.
What are you
Yeah,
saying?
if the church sponsors
Yes, that's
football,
what I'm saying.
that's going secular.
Have you
are free to play football.
These people that play this football, who are they? Are they not human beings?
Dickie Malaki.
Are they not human beings?
Dickie Malaki.
From families?
The church,
Football is a money spinner today.
The church
the kind
is
of
a
money
place for
football
spiritual
brings-
renewal.
Oh no,
The
no,
church
no,
is a place for spiritual
Yeah,
upliftment.
that's-
When people do all sorts of things
So
in the
if
secular
people
world, they
play-
should come back
if
to
people
come and renew their minds. Not the church now going into the world with them to go and
Is it-
sponsor what
is
is
it- is it
secular.
the whole church?
Narrow
Everybody
is
is
the
the
way.
youth. Don't
Narrow
forget,
is the
no.
way. It
That
is not
is
wide.
It's
It
still
does
narrow.
not accommodate
That is why-
all these mundane
that is
things of
why
the world.
In 12 Premier League teams today in Nigeria, we have just one. That is MFM. So it's still narrow. If you have, if that
There's
is
going
where
to be
you're
a
going.
bandwagon effect very soon.
No, it's not going to be. It's about catching revelation.
We start seeing other churches, Problem
Yeah,
Deeper Life,
there's not-
Winners Chapel,
Let me
Redeemed
announce to you,
Church,
Trent Football
all of
Club,
them
Trent
having
Football
football
Club.
clubs, and they start competing with
Well, they all
one
have
another.
universities, so is that wrong too? Is that secular too?
Well, I have issues with even all of them having universities.
Yeah,
Because
I'm sure
when
you
a
have
church
issues
member
with
can't
everything.
afford, when a church member can afford the university you are establishing,
Well,
and he
okay,
paid,
let's
the
stay with
petrol is
football.
tight,
It's a topic for
the
another day.
petrol
Let's
is
stay
awful,
with football.
and he
Let's stay
cannot
here.
afford it. Well, let's come back to football.
Yeah.
Now, competition in the things of the spirit is
Is the race for
reprehensible.
heaven not a competition?
It's a
It's not a
itself?
competition.
Bible
No,
talks about
you are
marathon.
running your
Competing,
race.
you are
It's
running.
competition.
Competing with your own
It's a
spiritual being, with your own
competition.
self.
The Bible says
not
if
with one another, not with
you
blood,
compete
not with
in an
brothers in
event,
Christ.
one person will be rewarded. So God, the Bible recognizes
No,
competition.
no,
The
the
race.
Bible does not. No,
The
you
race.
are competing
No.
against yourself.
So you
It's
should
a race.
covet spiritual things.
No,
You
if-
should covet
if
good
you
things.
call
Make
it
yourself
a race.
better spiritually. Aspire for spiritual goal.
Well, if you
for
call it
spiritual
a
So
race,
gifts
the
and talents,
people who
not
play football,
against-
are they not human
not
beings that you
against-
need to preach
That's what I'm
to?
saying. They're human beings.
If you
They're
want to
not
preach,
spirits.
carry your Bible. Talk to them about Jesus. Talk to them about the kingdom of God. Not playing football with them. It's
You know
not
what
done.
you know what I told you earlier on?
It's
that we call
a
it
flimsy
football
thing of the
for
world.
Christ. We are looking for attention. Let me tell you, how did Christ get the first disciples? He got to a riverside and saw people fishing, and they called their attention and said, "Come." He didn't say abandon what you're doing. He even used their boat
But
to
he
fish.
told them, "Follow me."
And then
He told them,
it's
"Follow
like
me."
you are not getting me. Following Jesus, are they still following him where he is today?
But Jesus
The
did not
answer is
continue
this. What we are doing is to get their
to fish
attention
with
and
them.
bring them to church.
Jesus did not continue to fish with Peter. Jesus did not
COD,
continue to
tomorrow-
sit down with Matthew as a tax
tomorrow-
collector.
COD United said that the very first 3 years of COD United, they won 400 souls to Christ.
How genuine are the souls?
No,
the
it's
souls
not-
you
that's
won,
not for
the
me.
souls,
That's
the
what
souls
it
you
is.
won on the football pitch.
No, you bring them to church.
Instead of preaching the real
Kaká of
word of
Brazil,
God.
Kaká of Brazil, David Luiz of
Yeah,
Brazil,
yeah.
are like the chaplains in their teams. They are very strong believers. They
I don't
say.
have any
That's
problem
what
with
they
a
claim.
Christian being a
So
footballer.
what is the problem you have?
The problem I have with I have is churches
Why?
going to sponsor
Why? What is the-
football
what is the-
teams,
what is the
Bolton
problem?
Wanderers, Bolton
establishing football
Wanderers,
teams.
Aston
It's
Villa,
wrong.
Why is it wrong?
Let's-
You've
You
not
have
able to
left the
Birmingham
primary
City.
things of heaven, the
No,
primary things of the
you
kingdom,
are
to chase
using
after
it-
shadows.
we are preaching
Take your
the gospel.
Bible, take your tract,
let me tell you, the
take
day
your
we
daily
started
devotion
Most
and preach to them.
Most of the sporting excellence we've had in this country, we've had schools, missionary schools,
Yeah.
with big playing fields and running tracks, producing some of the best
You said
athletes and sports people.
Those are missionary
we have.
schools.
Yeah, they are
That is
churches.
church.
Those are missionary schools.
That is church.
But it is not as if church is owning a football
No,
team.
what
It's
we are trying to
different.
say, what we are
Don't-
trying to say, if the churches are contributing to the sporting development in
Contribute
Nigeria,
by helping your members who are
So
players.
why can't- it's
Help
like-
them, promote
it's-
them, support them.
It's like
Don't-
what Nigeria is
don't
preaching
have-
today.
don't
Instead of
establish
you
a football
importing rice,
team.
let us grow rice today. So instead of us to go and contribute, can we not? We call it in my church. We call it homegrown talent. So we are having those people as our members in our church. And by the time they become big, they will remember their source.
So are you through with are you through with prayer vigils? Are you through with evangelism? Are you through with fasting? Are you through with preaching of the gospel? Are you through with counseling? Are you through with all these things
of the church? When it is time for fasting, they get
okay,
the
so
church
if we brought a church here now that has a music label, Christ Embassy has a music label, Sinach, you enjoy Sinach. So was it wrong for Christ Embassy to own a music label?
Yeah.
See, when you begin to move into the world, into the secular, churches are having media houses now.
So, if the churches are doing all of that,
propagate the gospel. Now it's a slippery slope.
The Nigerian newspaper, the Nigerian media industry started from the church. The Nigerian media started from the church.
No. I don't subscribe to that. It's secular, but it's different from the church. And it's not as if the church is saying no.
Reverend Henry Townsend.
It was a reverend, but it doesn't mean the thing came from the platform of the church. He did it on his own. But we are not saying, I don't subscribe to now churches saying,
that you don't,
I have a football club, I own a club, and you have to participate in the professional league.
Unacceptable.
Are you ready to do things they do in the professional league?
What are the things they do?
I have told you before,
we are coming into
the bribery and scandals that in the professional league.
It's just like the political landscape where the churches will say,
we're not going to sanitize. You don't get involved.
At the end of the day, you get the wrong person
leading
you and telling you what to do. So why can't you? Even in my church, Bishop encourages us to go into politics if you have the capacity to do it.
You don't have to be a monkey to catch a monkey.
No,
you have to be a human to catch a monkey.
When you are in Rome, the Bible says you behave like the Romans.
That is even the negative aspect of it.
The Bible does not say that.
Okay, the Bible does not say that.
Yeah, that's a secular statement.
Okay, that's a secular statement. Okay, good.
But that's not even where I'm going. What I'm telling you.
Paul said he was a Roman. He's a citizen of Rome.
Yeah, he was a citizen of Rome.
What I'm saying is
no problem with that. But you don't say because you're a Roman, then you act like Romans. You begin to act like Romans or do like Romans.
No.
Is that your closing remark?
You are called unto God. You've been separated. You don't go there and begin to dabble into things you shouldn't dabble into. When the consequences come, the church is cutting ridicule.
What is
that your closing remark? Okay, your closing remark.
Your closing remark. The churches are called for evangelism. Go ye into the world and preach the gospel. And what we are doing is a way we are preaching the gospel too. We preach the gospel on the pitch. We get them to come and we are winning souls.
They have no choice. They have no choice in which club to support because your church already has a club. So the church member will not be able to support anything he likes.
The Bible says he that winneth a soul is wise.
To be
a
supporter of your club.
Through football.
All right, you have had that. Malachi Ndubuzo says that the church is wise in winning souls because he that wins souls, well, particularly for them, through football, is wise. But Sheung disagrees. He says the church is moving away from its mandate. That it is worldly to own a football team, to sponsor football.
What treat Christians is what you gain from such.
That is what Sheung has said. But should churches own football teams? Should they sponsor football clubs? MFM Football Club is the first church club to play in the Nigeria Professional Football League, the top flight of Nigerian football. COD United is a team owned by a branch of the Redeemed Christian Church of God. The TREM people, the Redeemed Evangelical Mission, also have something in the pipeline, having staged a tournament for 17 years, the Bishop Michael Okonkwo Football Competition. Birmingham, Tottenham, Aston Villa, some of the clubs, at least 12 of them who have played in the English Premier League came from the churches. So, should churches own football teams? What do you think? You can send your tweet to me to contribute to this discussion at Sporting Solo TVC or at TVC Connect, #TVC Sports Debate. It's been an eventful debate here, very, very hot debate. Until we come your way again next time, enjoy the rest of your day.